Welcome back to our 69th episode of the Launch Your Farm Show, where I interview Rick Silva from One Referral Away. In this episode, Rick and I talk about why learning to network and get referrals trumps cold calling, marketing, and most any other type of lead generation actions agents do in their business. Rick also shares how to create the perfect approach when networking so that you can add value and build relationships. And we talk about what agents can do to have other professionals send them referrals on a consistent basis and have them do the selling for you. And Rick shares a super easy way to add value to your preferred partners to kickstart the reciprocity chain by helping send them business, all the while adding value to your farm at the same time. And we talk about how to use networking in your farm to bring the community together and strengthen your brand in the community at the same time. Plus a ton of other ideas you can use in your geographic farm. So be sure to check out this episode, like and subscribe, and enjoy the episode with Rick. Welcome back to another episode of the Launch Your Farm Show. I'm your host, Ryan Smith, and today we've got a great guest. It's Rick Silva from One Referral Away. So Rick, take a second, tell us a bit about yourself and why you're here.
Wow. Hey, Ryan. So my name is Rick Silva again. The short story is in 1998, I got laid off from a recruiting job, and I floated around and I met somebody who was running networking groups, and it sounded cool. So I started running referral groups with her. So between 18 years ago and now, I've had over 6,000 one-on-one coffee meetings. I've taught networking to the main four industries: insurance, mortgage lender, financial planner, real estate agent, all over the world. Bear with me as my bit defender jumps on my screen. I've had a chance to, 6,000 coffee meetings, teach and study elevator speech for the last 18 years, probably have, 10,000 hours of study in that. And then meeting people and figuring out, why does this guy work 80 hours a week and make hardly any sales? Why does this guy work 15 hours a week? He makes $1 million a year. You're smarter than him, but he makes 10 times more than you. And I spent the last 18 years figuring out how and why. That's the short story. I teach networking.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a big part of why I had you on, because I think it's important to really learn to network in your farm and really network with the community that you're serving, because a lot of agents focus on the transaction side of things and they focus on the day-to-day things, and they get caught up in they lose the opportunity to network with the local businesses and lose the opportunity to get other people giving you referrals rather than chase them. And that's something you've kind of figured out and mastered over the years. So give us the Coles notes of why people should be doing networking with businesses.
Why they should be?
Yeah.
Sure. So let's back up and real quick talk about a lot of people when they're farming an area or they're quote unquote doing any form of lead generating, their goal is singular focus on making the sale. So if they're door knocking or whatever, their goal is to make a sale. So I look at referral generation or lead generating in it, when we make the sale, it's not closing a sale. We're opening a relationship.
Yep.
So my bigger goal isn't to make the sale. I don't even think about making the sale when I'm talking to the person. I'm figuring out in my mind, how am I going to fire the reticular activating system in their brainstem to get them thinking about me over the next 5 years. So anytime anybody's looking for real estate, I'm the only person they think of. Yeah. So a lot of times when people are lead generate, oh, I got to sell to that guy, lead generate, sell to that guy. Well, if after you have 6 or 7 or 8 clients, if you learn how to farm those people, you may never have to lead generate again as long as you live. It's possible.
Yep.
So I needed to say that to answer your question. So Ryan, just so I'm clear, why should people network?
Yep.
Okay. So, and this isn't to bag on people who strictly teach cold calling or circle prospecting, traditional farming of buying a whole bunch of postcards and mailing them out. So any form of marketing, Ryan, let's back up. Leads come from marketing. Yep. So websites, video, SEO, PPC, postcards, door knocking, anything where it's something to do with paper or internet. Door knocking actually is a lead generation function, but it's not a function of marketing.
Yep.
So anything beyond that creates leads. That's a automated system to bring in people who we don't know. So let's pause there for 1 second. Referrals come from a human to human interaction. So I teach mortgage lenders how to send us referrals for our land business. So a referral is, Ryan, you're sitting down with your CPA and you go, I got this extra money, I don't know what to do with it. And the CPA opens up his drawer, pulls out a business card, which may not show up, and says, call Rick and his wife, Marcella, they can help you invest in land. Now, when I get contacted by the CPA and the CPA says, hey, I just referred Ryan to you, he's going to contact you about land, I get an entire form filled out. Age, where does he live? Is he married? How many kids? What did he say to you that made you think he'd be interested in talking? I get this entire form filled out. Now, Ryan, when you contact me, your CPA told you to call me.
Yeah.
So 95% of the sales is done. I don't need to know how to sell.
Yep.
I just need to know how to fulfill whatever dream you have. So marketing brings in leads, which are much harder to close. Referrals, networking brings in referrals, which are 90% done when you get them.
Yeah,
that's the shortest way to answer it. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a great answer, and that's totally the truth. And everyone knows that I'd rather have a referral than an internet lead because they close at higher rates. There's trust already built in. There's action. If they're taking action, they're reaching out to you. Referrals can be super powerful, but I think, again, from a farming perspective, a lot of agents miss the opportunity. I think they have to be focusing on just sending out marketing, like you said, or just going out and prospecting, and they miss the relationships and they miss the referrals from that, which, like you said, a few key people can be the difference between having a mega business and not. And if they learn to do that in conjunction with the other things they're doing, you can do the other farming. But if you layer that strategy in, you are going to be able to see a lot more business and get a lot more out of it. So if agents are getting started, what would be the first thing they need to do when they're thinking about looking to get referrals and build a network of businesses or connections for referrals?
I'm going to give you a piece of leverage first, because I like to build on what you said. So my wife 6 years ago did a speaking gig, 16 people in the room. A title agent brought her top 16 investors and put them in the room. So from that 1 hour talk, we met a mortgage lender. That one mortgage lender has sent us over 75 or 80 deals.
Wow.
One hour talk, one mortgage lender, 80 deals. That mortgage lender has also purchased 13 properties from us. Now, also in that room was a real estate agent who had just inherited $7.4 million because her family owned land.
Wow.
They really didn't want to buy any more rental properties, so they did the whole $7.4 million with us and bought land from us. So not counting everything else. So, and the referrals, that 1 hour talk we've made at least 3 million just from the 1 hour talk. It's called leverage.
Yep.
People see you speak, it builds leverage. So Ryan, to answer your question, a brand new agent, what should they do from the jump?
Yep.
It's going to sound crazy because I don't think you should ever do this, but I really do think for at least 6 months, you should premise, which is also called cold calling, which is also called door knocking. Now, this is my opinion, Ryan. I don't think a business professional should ever be buying software, buying leads, and picking up the phone. Cold calling is the biggest waste of time. Number one, looks desperate. Number two, and there's no leverage. When you cold call, if you make a sale, now you're unemployed. You got to make all those thousands of cold calls all over. At least with door knocking, you get eye-to-eye contact. But what cold calling does, Ryan, and I've made 30,000, I just have it in the last 20 years. It builds, see, you can't see it because I have to push a button in my chest, but when I do, this exoskeleton shows up. Cold calling builds a very, very, very tough skin, and it helps you handle rejection. That's the only reason you should cold call, not for business, to learn how to handle rejection. Yep. To build a referral-based practice so you don't have to do that stuff, Ryan, it's multi-pronged.
Yeah.
So step one, you need to create your personal story of why you got into real estate. Nobody cares about the house before they care about you. So number one, you have to create what's called an epiphany bridge. Why did you get involved in networking? Number one. Number two, you need to create a customer avatar so you know exactly, and we're both smiling because we know we follow the same guy.
Yeah.
You have to create a customer avatar. If you don't know the age, the location, the price range, eat, sleep, drink, everything about your client. You're just throwing water in the wind.
Yeah.
So number one, your personal epiphany bridge story. Number two, avatar. Who do you want to work with? If you say, I want to work with everybody needs a home, you're going to be cold calling the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You got to know exactly what you're looking for. Laser point specific. Then you take the epiphany bridge and the avatar and you create an elevator pitch. That's the foundation. And then we need to figure out what kind of referral partners we want to meet with, because what people are taught is go talk to your SOI, your sphere. That means your friends, your relatives, your family. A lot of the people that teach that in real estate got that from Amway. Does it work? Yes. Yeah. Does it upset some of your friends and family? Oh, here comes Rick again. He's just going to sell me his stuff.
Yeah.
So me personally, I don't like to go after my SOI because that's friends, family members. People go to church. Good. The congregation is not going to want you there when you're selling your stuff all day long, right?
Yeah.
So what I say is if I'm a real estate agent, mortgage lenders, financial planners, estate planning attorneys, CPAs, relocation companies, I'm going to have coffee meetings with them. Also handyman, roofers, plumbers, people who install pools, nail salons, bartenders, chiropractors. That's who I'm going to meet with. I'm going to teach them how to send me referrals. It takes me 25 hours to teach that. I answered it very shortly.
Yeah.
But I'm going to find, people, when they get this, they get it, Ryan. I tell my clients, don't ever, I'm going to say clearly, don't ever look for clients, ever. Yeah. Find people who already have your client,
yeah,
and teach them how to send them to you.
Yeah.
So if I'm an insurance agent, Ryan, and I do business insurance, so am I going to go knock on the door of 100 businesses, or am I going to meet with? So you go, Ryan, you go knock on the. If you get this answer wrong, I'm leaving this broadcast.
Yeah.
Ryan, you sell commercial insurance. You go knock on 100 doors of businesses, which is what your mentor told you to do.
Yeah.
I will go knock on the doors of 100 business attorneys.
Yeah.
And I will build a business relationship with them, and I'll introduce them to bankers and all these other industries so they like me. And at the end of 5 years, you're driving, no offense to people who like 1970 Volkswagens, but I'm driving the Bentley.
Yeah.
Because when you're looking for business, you will always look for business. When you look to build relationships, then you build a career.
That's a great point. I think it's important for agents to know that it's like you said, I teach it. It's the one to many approach, where instead of just trying to go with that one sale, one at a time, you look for the people who can give you multiple business. But like you said, you're not there to just look for the business. You're there to look for the relationship. And
just to throw two words in there real quick. It's in the networking, people call it sphere. They call it COI, POI. In the networking world, it's called power partner.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And I think another thing that I think is important for agents to realize too is the first thing agents usually focus on is the businesses around the transaction. And I always tell agents that's usually not the great place to start, because they go after like the mortgage broker, which is fine, but they go after a home inspector, a stager. Those people are the ones who are looking for referrals from you. So I look for the people outside of that sphere. Yeah. And not that you can't get business from that, but it's like you said, the plumber, the nail salon, the lawyer, the other people who are outside of the transaction, who are more likely to refer you than the person who's looking for referrals from 10 other agents. You want to find someone who.
I didn't mean it. I just want to, if I can pause you before you ask me the next question.
Sure.
So I agree with you, and I'm going to add two.
Sure.
So there's two types of power partners. There's the one who will never send you a referral, or almost never. I'm going to give you an example. A real estate agent is almost always, it's going to be 99 referrals this way to one this way. Real estate agent to carpet cleaner.
Right.
Okay. Now, I had a real estate agent in one of my groups. She goes, I've given, because I run networking groups, everybody, and I teach networking. So I had a real estate agent. I've been in the group for 10 years, and the carpet cleaner, I've sent over 100 carpet cleaning jobs, and I've never received a referral in return. Now, that alone would be called taker mentality.
Right.
Well, he's not giving me any, so I'm not going to give him any more. So I was talking to her, and I go, Lois, let me ask you a question. That carpet cleaner comes in. Is he good? Well, he's the best. That's why I don't want to stop using him. He's done 100 jobs for me. I go, do you think it's possible? Is it possible that when you brought that carpet cleaner in, and I know you bring in handyman and painters too, that person, when they sold their home and one of their friends said, hey, how'd it go? Oh my God. My real estate agent, not only did she bring in the carpet cleaner, the handyman, the roofer, I didn't need to look for it. She brought everybody.
Yeah.
I want to use her. Do you think it's possible that carpet cleaner made the client so happy that they sent you referrals? And she looks at me, she goes, I've sold about 30 homes because of him. Yes, right. You have. Yeah. So a lot of power partners are bringing service in. Yep. They will directly never send you business. So when you're thinking, but you'll make sales. So, but the pure power partner is over time is mortgage to real estate, is real estate to financial planner, real estate to estate planning attorney, and with the biggest and best of them all is real estate and family law attorney.
Yeah.
But let's not go too far down the road. We'll be here all day. But the point is, when you're making your list of industries to have coffee meetings with, you got to go, who can send me business? Who can send me business? Then it's, who can I send business to? Who can I send business to? And then the third one is, who can I send business to? I know they'll never send me business, but I need them. I need the carpet cleaner. I need the stage is a different story, because stage is a little closer to the transaction, but like the painter, the roofer, the gardener, those types of guys, you need to have them. And I'll close with this part on this topic, Ryan. It's my opinion that a real estate agent brings somebody into town. So when a real estate agent brings somebody from like let's say San Francisco to where I live in San Ramon, if I'm the real estate agent, I feel it's my responsibility to provide them the carpet cleaner, the handyman, their new chiropractor, their new hair salon, nail salon, what best grocery stores, introduce them to restaurants. You put them in that city, you should be providing the vendors. Yeah. Because then you're building reciprocity with the client, but you're also building reciprocity with all of these other industries who like hairdressers are one of the best, Ryan. You get in good with the hairdressers. My husband's cheating on me, I'm going to leave him. Well, when you do, call Rick to buy your next house.
Yeah. So that's a great point. And I think it's important that agents realize that, how powerful that is, because it adds a layer of customer service that most agents aren't willing to do. So by providing that, you're providing value. It, like you said, it builds those relationships with those partners, whether they refer you or not.
Right.
But if you do that and you keep doing it, they hopefully will refer you. And I think a lot of agents have dropped the ball on that. And one of my first guests, Matt Santagapita, he talked about that. He said back in the day, agents used to be the Rolodex for the community. He said people would call the agent and they were the ones who would say, here's the so-and-so, here's the plumber. And then we moved away from that because the internet came out and yellow pages came out.
Shortcut, lazy.
Yeah. And he said, we have a huge opportunity because so many agents aren't doing that now to become that connector. And if we do it correctly, we can really take back our worth. And so many agents are struggling, going, how do I charge what I charge? How do I, and there's competition, there's technology and all these things. Those relationships you have will never be replaced by a Zillow or by a big tech company when you have those local relationships. And that's really what the key is all about.
I'd like to throw one thing in there, Ryan, you had said, and I just want to change the wording of something you said. You said that real estate agents kind of went away from it and they're not willing to do it. I'm going to look, and I know you're this way, so I'm not insinuating you're not, but I'm going to say most people in real estate, they are giving people. It's not that they're not willing to provide all these vendors.
Yeah.
It's their brokers and their trainers don't know how to do it. So they didn't teach them how to do it.
Yeah.
Because the real estate agents I work with, when they hear, wait a minute, door knocking, cold calling, circle prospecting, or sit for coffee with other people who could send me referrals.
Yeah, exactly.
What? And then I tell them my personal story, and it's, why would you cold call? Yeah. Sit down with me anytime if you want to have a cold call against networking battle.
I just talking about this the other day with my girlfriend, and there was an agent I used to work with, and he said he did about 180. This was 10, 15 years ago. He said he did about $180,000 a year. And he said, but he had coffees with people and he enjoyed that. He said, then there was a good friend of his who did $250,000 a year, but at the end of the day, they netted the same amount and he had to do more transactions.
100%.
The same amount. He said, I enjoyed it because I got to meet with people, spend time with them, build relationships with them. And he said, I would rather do that than be out slugging, selling more houses just so I can make the same amount of money. And that's what the key is.
I can't show you because I have a sleeve on, but I want to hug you right now. So the goosebumps.
Yeah.
Now, the lead generator and the marketer, yes, is going to make 300,000. And the guy who has the coffee meetings, excuse me, maybe he makes we're talking about gross, right? Gross 300, gross 200. Guarantee at the end of the year, the networker is going to make more with zero marketing expenses. But Ryan, there's something more important than that. Let's say the guy that makes 300 and the networker, let's say the marketer net makes 300 and the networker makes 275. So congratulations, the marketer makes more. Ryan, 1 million trillion % guarantee on this. This guy is chasing leads. People are asking for discounts right at the last minute. Hey, I'm going to go with someone else. This guy is working 70 hours a week. This guy made 20 or 30,000 less, is working 20 or 25 hours a week.
Yeah.
So if he got up to 60 hours a week, he's making 800, 900,000. This guy's at 300,000 because he's chasing caca all day.
Yeah.
So yes, the marketer is out of pocket way more money and is working way more. Now in the beginning, let me back up. To build your network, I've had over 6,000 one-on-one coffee meetings, but I didn't have 6,000 in a week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
5 to 10 a week is what I did. And even now, Ryan, and I don't even have to be here. As you know, I could stay at home and smoke cigars all day. I don't have to work.
Yeah.
And I'm still doing 3 a week. Because what am I doing? I'm 52 years old. I got to do something. And it's freaking fun. What we're doing right now is what I'm doing with other professionals. We're learning about each other, even though kind of you're just learning about me today, but we're learning about each other. We're figuring out how in the hell can I send a client to you and how can I get you to send one to me? We're just over coffee and a freaking muffin. That's the greatest thing ever. Or show a guy 75 homes at the last minute. I'm going to go with my next door neighbor. He's a real estate agent.
Yeah.
That almost never happens when you have a referral based practice.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Yeah. And that, to the point, is that one of the things I get asked all the time is agents say, like, if I'm brand new, I don't have a lot of money, what would I do? And a lot of people will say, oh, spend it on online ads, spend it on this and that. And my advice is always take $1,000 for 1 year. And I said, go out and take one person for a coffee every day. That's $2 each for a coffee, $4 a day, 5 days a week. That's 250 coffees in a year. That's $1,000. And I said, if you do that correctly and you are willing to meet a new person, and whether it's a business owner, that's who I would start with, is business people. And you literally the trajectory of your business will completely change if you're willing to do that. However, most people aren't willing to do that. And they would, like you said,
they don't know how.
They'd spend 3 hours chasing cold leads. They'll prospect, they'll do whatever they want.
Correct.
And they're not getting results. So to your point about not knowing how, let's take it to the next level, is what is best practices when you are looking to network and meet with people? Because a lot of people think, okay, I can get out there and go out there, and they just sit and talk about themselves, or they bomb the meeting. What are some best practices that agents should be looking at?
Ryan, I want to be clear so I don't spend 3 hours answering this one, because some of these answers are not short, but once people get it, they get it. Best practices for coffee meeting or best practices for networking?
We'll start with networking.
So I kind of cover it and I'll build on it. So Epiphany Bridge, you have to have a story. Yeah. So this if you're going to sit down with somebody for coffee, they got to get to know you. You better have a story. And as an example, my wife runs a group, and I don't want to go too deep on it just in case anybody ever sees this, but there was a person in there who's a coach. And I like to listen to how coaches introduce themselves. And she goes, now she teaches prosperity, Ryan. So let me give you 5 seconds, 10 seconds of it. Hey, everybody. My name is John, and I help people create more focus and wealth in their life. You're going to hire me?
No.
So with Epiphany Bridge is why you got into real estate. Number one. Number two, you have to have your avatar so you know exactly what you're looking for. Because Ryan, I get a CPA to meet with me. I sit down and go, hey, I'm a referral coach, and I forgot to shake your hand, and I teach. And a good client for me is I'm looking for anybody. And it's just anybody who needs my services. You're going to have 50,000 coffee meetings. You're going to get 0 referrals. So you got to have your personal story. You got to know exactly what you're looking for. And then you got to create a list of the types of industries you want to meet with. I keep looking. I know the camera's here, but I'm looking at your handsome face down there. But you got to have a list of industries you want to meet with. Then you got to find them. Then you got to set coffee meetings. And then you got to get them to meet with you. And then you got to ask them questions. You got to be asked questions. And a point of note, I own the domain name, The Coffee Meeting Millionaire.
Nice.
I haven't put anything on it, so don't go there. It's one referral, it's one referral away, but I do own that domain name because I've made millions and millions and millions of dollars sitting in Starbucks. There's not a coffee shop between Livermore, California and Walnut Creek where any employee in a year has made more than me in their own coffee shop because of the amount of sales I'm making sitting. I make more than the manager sitting in his coffee shop.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy, Ryan. So, personal story, who are you looking for? Find people to meet with, set the coffee meeting, meet with them, where you're going to meet, what are you going to do, what are you going to say? That's you're going to have to interview me for 2 hours for that one, but that's the short story. Okay. Best practices are, and then number one thing is when you meet with them, don't sell to them. If you're a real estate agent, you meet with a mortgage lender, a financial planner, or CPA, don't go, hey, since we're here, are you looking to buy or sell in the next 30 to 60 to 90 days? Yeah. You got to lose that. Try never to sell to anyone, Ryan, even your clients. Try not to sell to them. They will chase you down the street if you do it properly.
So how do you add that value then to get them to come to you? Because that's where I find a lot of agents struggle. They do what they're taught, hey, I'm looking for a referral, refer me. This is why I'm great. I find from a real estate agent's perspective, that was the one thing I get with mortgage brokers coming to me all the time. They're coming to me saying, hey, if you need a mortgage broker, I'm great. I have access to best rates. And I'm like, come on, you got to come with something better than that because they all do that.
Right. So, Ryan, would you like me to be that mortgage lender or would you like me to be a real estate agent?
You be the mortgage lender.
Perfect. So how about this? I'm calling, let me clear my throat real quick. Sorry.
Sure.
So I'm going to be Rick Silva, the mortgage lender, and I'm going to get in with Ryan. It's your girlfriend, right? It's not your wife.
Yeah, girlfriend. Yeah.
Okay. So can I do the wrong way first and do the right way?
Yes, please.
So the wrong way you pretty much already did. Hey, ring, ring, ring. Answer the phone, Ryan.
Hello.
Hey, Ryan, my name's Rick Silva with ABC Mortgage. Man, I notice you're a real estate agent. You're a handsome, dashing guy, and I wanted to get a chance to talk to you about mortgage rates. I don't know if you know what mortgage rates. Mortgage rates are going crazy. If you got a client that has this and this and this, man, I got the best rate in town, baby. So here's the thing, Ryan. You know this. Line up 10 mortgage lenders. You mean all 10 can't get the same rate? I mean, we're selling on rate. We are in humongous trouble.
Yeah.
So here's the right way. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
By the way, we didn't pre-plan this, everybody.
No.
We're just rolling. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Ryan, my name's Rick Silva. I'm with ABC Mortgage Company. And I would love to get a chance to talk to you about how we can help each other build a reciprocal relationship. And I know you get 9,000 calls a day. If you give me 60 seconds, if you don't want to meet me for coffee, I will never call you again. It'll be one less person to ever call you. Is that cool?
Yeah, sounds good.
So Ryan, in my industry, in my life, I've had thousands of coffee meetings. The amount of mortgage lenders, the amount of CPAs, bankers, relocation companies, estate planning attorneys, handymen, pool cleaners, carpet cleaners that I've met with to help me build my practice is unbelievable. I'm looking for a few more real estate agents who might want to get inside of that network so we can all help each other get more business. Would you like to meet for coffee sometime?
Yeah, sure. I'd be open to that.
So what I did, Ryan, is I am not making very clear. I hope you saw it. I am not selling myself to you.
No,
you got to be crazy. No, I'm giving. This is not arrogance, Ryan. This is confidence. I'm giving you the I'm looking in deep into the camera. I'm giving you the opportunity to get into my network.
Yeah.
And it's an honor.
Yeah.
Because I've had thousands of coffee meetings to build that network. So Ryan, number one, I am not scared to call you on the phone, because I am not gonna, Ryan, could you do my next? No. Ryan, I got a huge network of all these industries. I'm looking for a few more real estate agents to put in it. Would you like to meet me for coffee to see if you're quote unquote eligible?
Yeah.
That's the difference. Now, I learned that not from being a networker. I learned that when I was a recruiter with Cisco Systems. So I am not going to call you as an engineer on the phone and beg you to take the job. I'm going to get you however I get you on the phone. And I'm going to tell you about an opportunity that you would be crazy to pass up.
Yeah.
I'm not begging you for anything.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things with cold calling, knocking on someone's door and saying, hey, just Rick Silva, local real estate agent, check to see if you are interested in buying or selling in the next 30 to 60, 90 days. It's blinders on. It's begging. It's looking desperate. There's no prosperity in it.
Yeah. Yeah. The coming from value is so important. And I know even for my own business, when I did door knock in my farm, it was coming from value because we were bringing value to them. We had a neighborhood report and a newsletter and different valuable items. And when you change gears to I'm coming from value, the confidence is already there because it's so much easier to do it. You're not feeling rejected. You're saying, hey, I'm giving you an opportunity if you want this. And that changes how people do it.
I'll give you $1 million one thing. And I freaking hate cold calling. I think after 6 months, you should never cold call again. But I'll give you one example of coming from value. If I know a great handy gardener, and I want to get in with him because he does mansions, and I want him to listen for if one of these people are, because once in a while somebody's going to go up to their guy and go, hey, I'm going to do this and this, cut these trees down, and when I'm done, I'm going to sell the home. Yeah. I want that guy at that mansion going, sell your home. Hold on, run to your car, call Rick Silva. He'll help you sell. Yeah. Now, if I want to get in with that gardener, Ryan, you just walk down a street and look for the house that has all the leaves, or maybe there's some houses you see that are perfectly groomed. They have a gardener or they do it. Yeah. There are some that are overgrown. I'm going to knock on the door and say, hey, my name's Rick Silva, local real estate agent. Just trying to help people out who maybe don't have the time or don't know a good gardener, but oh my God, my house is so embarrassing. I don't know. I got the best gardener in town. Here's his card. Here's my card. I'm not even going to tell you what I specialize in, but I'm a real estate agent. Wink, wink. Here's my card. But this gardener can help you, and I'm gone. I'm going to run down the street. And once in a while, Ryan, they'll chase you. Yeah. That's great. That's coming from value. Yep. Knock on the door and offer other people services. That will never happen in your farm in the history of the world. You'll be the only one. You want to set yourself apart? You newbies out there that need to if you knew and you need to go door knock and cold call, meet some carpet cleaners and some house painters and some gardeners, and just offer those cards to 10 or 20 people a week. Do that for a year. You'll never want for business. Yeah. Especially in a specific farm where you know there may be certain needs for that neighbor. Like just say the house is 20, then say that neighborhood is 20 years old and they may all need new roofs, and you can visually see that. That's a great opportunity for you. Yeah. Instead of coming from I'm a roofer. Hey, do you want to work? You can say, hey, I'm an agent. And I know a lot of people, I've worked out a deal, or you can talk to so-and-so. Here's give my card, and he's got a value add or something. That's it. Something. And that's going to help. The other half of the strategy is, so what we're doing is we're pleasing the people on the street. Yeah. And that's how we're building our farm. But the more important, Ryan, one was going back to leverage. It's not pleasing the people on the street, even though we're helping them. We're pleasing the roofer, because exactly. I promise you, a roofer is going to go into a home and the guy's going to go, I'm going to paint these walls. I'm going to fix this. I'm going to put a new roof on it. And then we're going to sell it. Yeah. That roofer, if you taught him properly as the real estate agent and you programmed his reticular activating system, you had a good intro, you explained to him everything. Here's what I'm going to do for you. If you hear somebody say blah, 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 run to your car and give them my card. Yeah. Ryan, this is also why, and I'm going to go down this today. If you go in any real estate group, it's a very high percentage of people who are ditching business cards. This is my opinion, Ryan. I don't know what you teach, and I apologize if it's different, but I think the most colossal error you could ever make in the history of real estate, mortgage, financial planner, insurance, chiropractor, dentist, network marketer is to say, I don't need a card. My information is in their phone. That is out of sight, out of mind, baby. I meet a roofer in this instance, and I'm going to hand them a stack of my cards, and I'm going to teach them how to hand them to the potential client. Now, he isn't going to do anything for me, Ryan. Nothing. If I haven't handed out his cards, I'm going to walk up and down the street and hand out his cards to everybody I know to earn the right to teach him how to send me referrals.
100% believe that. And that's where it comes from, taking that reciprocity chain and starting it first. And you got to be the one who's going to kickstart that. And again, so many agents sit back and go, well, if they know I'm a good agent, or they're just going to refer me because they need someone. It's the reality is you got to give first to get. But you can't come from that. You have to come from genuinely, like you said, that carpet cleaner may not give you a referral. If you find good people, you can trust and work with, and then just help them anyways, it will pay off.
The law of reciprocity, the law of attraction, the law of sowing and reaping are the main three that people need to understand. What are these laws? Well, let me just throw one thing at you real quick. When you drop the apple and it hits the ground, why? Because there's the law of gravity. Can you see it? No. The law of reciprocity. So real quick, Ryan, you didn't know we were going here, but all the religions in the world, they only agree on two things. They don't agree on anything else except these two things. You ready?
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah.
And the belief in the law of reciprocity.
Yeah.
So in the Quran, in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Bible, in every historical writing in the history of the world, it says things like, ye who wishes to tread on soft soil, must first add the water. I'll stop there.
Yeah.
But they all talk about give with zero thought of return, and abundance comes from the most unexpected places, the most unexpected sources, at the most unexpected time, in the most unexpected amount.
Yeah.
So we're not doing these things strictly to see what we're going to get. And I'm going to prove that point. Number one, when you're handing out a roofer's card to a person, is because you notice they got a crappy roof.
Yeah.
Number two, I'm trying everything I can to get business for that roofer. If I please the person who has the crappy roof and I please the roofer, I know, Ryan, and you know that someday that roofer is going to send me business.
Yep.
We don't know when, we don't know how much, but we know it will happen.
Yeah.
So with that faith, I cannot see the law of gravity. I cannot see the law of attraction, law of abundance, or law of sowing and reaping, but I know it exists.
Yeah.
Back to you. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's great. And it's so true, because again, a lot of agents focus on what can I get from this? And then they don't give because they didn't do it. And again, you're doing multiple things with when it comes to referrals. You're helping the people that you serve, and you're helping the people that you're working with, those local businesses, and then the people that you're partnering with. And you do that enough times, it may not be, you're not reciprocating from them directly. Like
Correct.
You said, it was the person who had the great service is going to refer you. So you just got to keep doing it, and it'll definitely pay off.
Yeah. And the law of abundance says, I find that roofer business.
Yeah.
The law of abundance also in there says, remember, abundance comes from most unexpected places, the most unexpected sources. So when people go, well, that roofer never sends me business, the law of abundance doesn't say put shackles on it. Law of abundance says it will come.
Yeah.
So Ryan, I've made millions and millions of dollars with this. I'm going to give that roofer business. Ryan, what if he never sends me business? The law of abundance says it's going to come.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be in the grocery store. Someone's going to look over and see my real estate agent name badge and go, you won't believe it. I woke up this morning and I think I want to sell my home. That didn't come from you standing in the grocery store, Ryan.
Yeah.
That came because you found that roofer business. If people don't know how to connect that, they're never gonna make millions of dollars. It's impossible. When I make millions of dollars, you got to understand, just help other people and it will come, but maybe not from that guy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Zig Ziglar. if you want to, what's the saying?
Let's do it with the accent, Ryan.
Yeah.
We gotta do it. We gotta say if you want, you can get anything in life you want if you just help enough other people get what they want.
It is so true in this business. And again, we need to focus on that. And again, from the farming perspective, if we focus on our community first, it's a great place to start to help them
Trillion
and to
percent.
give back. That's where you're going to see the
Trillion percent.
results.
And the reason we're doing that localized farming, and you're one of the very few people I've ever met who does it or teaches that, the localized farming, it's going to sound crazy because I know you need money. I know COVID hit people hard. We all need to make money. Here's the thing. When we're doing this localized farming, Ryan, it has to be, the only reason is because you want to help the local business owners. It's not, I'm doing all this, I better get some sales. You will. Yeah. But you should never say, I better, or I'm going to, or I have to get, no, because you're breaking the law of abundance, the law of sowing and reaping, and you're breaking the law of attraction. You're breaking 3 laws. You go to jail.
Yeah. So I want to ask then, how do you advise agents to keep adding value along the lines? I mean, yes, you can go out there and hand out a business card for your roofer, but how do you keep and stay adding value? Because I find a lot of agents struggle with, okay, they built some referral partners, they built those relationships, and then it's like, okay, now what? I know myself when I was in BNI, there's only so many times you can tell your friends and family and the people you know about these businesses. So what is the best practice to say, hey, I'm going to keep adding value to the people?
To sound as little self-serving as possible, but I have a course at onereferralaway.com, and there's an entire hour on this. So Ryan, I had said, even now I still do, let's say I do 4 to 10 coffee meetings a month, and I've already had 6,000. So Ryan, in my coffee meetings, when I'm meeting these power partners, I'm constantly thinking, who do I know that they'd like to meet? Who do I know that they'd like to meet? So it's never ending. I'm either getting clients that need the services of the handyman, the roofer, the carpet cleaner, or I'm meeting a carpet cleaner who's interested in meeting a painter, right?
Yeah.
Or a carpet installer who's interested in meeting a flooring, whatever.
Yeah.
So in my travels, when I meet an industry, Ryan, in the real estate world, name any industry you want, just so everybody knows we're not planning this. Any industry you want, and I'll tell you my mentality in the coffee meeting.
Pet store owner.
No, in the real estate world.
Oh, in the real estate world. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think the world.
Those 30 or 40 industries in the real estate. I could do it for a pet store owner.
Sure. I'd say a moving company.
Roofing company.
Moving company.
Moving. Oh, great.
Yeah.
So if I'm meeting a real estate agent, that's a given that they should meet the moving company, right?
Yeah.
But I also, if I'm a real estate agent, and I used to only give this to people who were paying me, what I'm going to tell you, there's certain things that I haven't told a lot of people. The whole world's going to hear it now. So I learned this from a real estate agent who made more than his entire office combined.
Wow.
And the fact he told me this. So Ryan, within 30 miles, how many schools, middle school, grade school, high schools are within 30 miles of your home?
Probably 20, 15.
There is an individual in every one of those schools. Now, there's people watching this that if you go do what I'm about to say, millions are going to come your way. But 99.9% are not going to do what I'm about to say. There is one person, Ryan, one in that school who handles the calls from the family who lives 500 miles from you saying, my husband got relocated. We're going to be moving there. I just want to get some insight on your school and the neighborhoods. I promise you, if you find that person in that school, Ryan, and you teach them how to, I'm not the expert, call Rick Silva.
Yeah.
So if I'm a mover, when I'm meeting with someone at the school, for instance, or I'm meeting, you said mover, right?
Yeah.
So mover is going to be relocation company.
Yep.
It's going to be, I just look around my house. What causes someone to move? Divorce, family law. What also causes people to move is marriage. Believe it or not, Ryan, the best power partners for movers, photographers, limo drivers, wedding planners, travel agents. You went, and you're in this business.
Yeah.
Right. It's only reason I did that, Ryan, is because I have an advantage over you. Day and night and day, I eat, sleep, drink this one topic for 18 years, 6,000 coffee meetings. I didn't make all this up. I stole it. So if I want to continually bring value to the mover, I'm not potentially trying to find it. Now, you notice I didn't name one client. I didn't name send him. I might have said send him. No, I didn't. Send him someone who's moving. No, I said relocation companies. When I say that, I don't mean the ones that do the moving. There are people who, it's hard to explain. I don't know if this is everywhere, but I live near Google and Yahoo and all that. And they hire companies after Google finds the client. There's a company that's going to advise them on selling their home, packing up the house. They don't do the work. They just advise on it. Well, they need to bring in the mover. So if I meet somebody in the relocation world and I introduce them to that mover, then there shouldn't be a whole hell of a lot more reciprocity I need to build. But you can also, here's one other big trick, Ryan. So, but it's too much work. It's too much. Well, I don't, if you have a nice house or not, I've had as many as, I can't do it in the winter, but I've had as many as 115 people, or just because I have kind of a big backyard. But my friend Jen Lee, she's a BK attorney, took this technique to millions. She just gets all her power partners together. So let's not use BK attorney. Let's use real estate agent, mortgage lenders with an S, multiple, financial planners, CPAs, mortgage CPAs, financial planners, estate planning attorneys. Invite them over your home and do a potluck, or do it somewhere where maybe you could barter with a restaurant owner to get their back room for 2 hours, so you're not spending too much money. Something, and put all your power partners in a room, Ryan, and just I'm going to grab you by the arm, Ryan, as a real estate agent. I'm going to walk you over to a financial planner. I just start introducing to people. Hey guys, start talking. It doesn't matter if there's 5 mortgage lenders and 5 real estate agents. The people it matters to are the people with blinders on, and the people worried about competition, and the people that don't know about reciprocity. Because Ryan, if I live in Livermore and Walnut Creek's 50 miles away, I need to have a real estate agent to send them to. I'm not driving. I know people who drive 6 hours to show a home. I'm not driving 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Why? Send it to somebody else, get a referral fee, and move on. So that's another way to build reciprocity with your network. Put them in a room.
Yeah, that's great. That's great advice. And takeaway for me was that you said the limo drivers and the photographers, because I know if you can add value to them up front, highly likely if someone's getting married, they're going to be buying a house. I know for me, the stat I've heard about when people have a baby, it's a 30 out of 30% chance that when someone has a baby within 1 year, we'll be making a move. So it's focusing on then those kind of people and say, who can I get in front of who is in that industry, rather than just looking at.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I just get so excited about that. I'm sorry. I just wanted to, and I want you to finish. That's 30% with one. I guarantee you that percentage skyrockets when kid number 2 is coming.
Yep. Yeah.
But go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk over you.
That's it's just you have to think outside the box when it comes to this kind of stuff, because so many agents focus on the stager, the mover, and those companies.
You got to
look outside the box.
My wife, just so you all are listening, I ask a real estate agent, they're all going to say mortgage lender, financial planner, CPA. My wife is on a webinar right now, so I can't go get her. I can hear her through the wall. This was 7 years ago, Ryan, when I counted it. She was in the land investing business for 4 years at the time. 163 different industries, not different people. 163 different industries. That will force you to get outside the box. Also, as an example, with limo, I work out with my trainer, and one of the guys that comes there is a limo driver, and I'd seen him twice a week for the last few months, and now I haven't seen him. Guess what? Because he and his team have the exclusive contract with the Golden State Warriors. So he's got half his team there. Guess where he is? Every weekend. He's got the exclusive, him and his team, for the Raiders, and they moved to Las Vegas. Yeah. So he had him in Oakland. They moved to Vegas. He's the limo driver for the Raiders in Vegas. He's the limo driver for the Warriors.
Wow. That's crazy.
So
it's a good connection.
Yeah. Well, think about his clientele.
Yeah.
Do you think a few of them might have little expendable income for investments?
Yeah.
I'll stop there.
Yeah, that's great. So then that perfectly ties into the next section. We always like to wrap up with a best piece of advice. So if you're giving advice for agents who are looking to get into networking and doing that at that hyper local level, what advice would you give to the agents listening?
If they want to get into networking
For their farm and their business and their community.
Yeah, I would say if you have the free time in the evenings, go to One Referral Away at YouTube, because I got hours and hours and hours and hours of training for real estate. So One Referral Away at YouTube. Start by cold calling, and your goal in life is to get out of it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
You need to have tough skin. You need to learn how to smile when you're essing in your pants.
Yeah.
And you don't want to do it, and do it before it gets too hot and your shoes are melting or before the snow is. So start with cold calling and just figure out how to start having coffee with people who already have your client.
Yeah.
And in that is about 15 hours of training to teach all of that. But that's just help people door knock and get out of door knocking as soon as possible and find people who already have your client.
Yeah, that's great advice.
Any other answer, Ryan's going to take an hour.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good summary, good short version of that. That's awesome. And we always wrap up with the best book. So what's one book that you'd recommend that's changed your life or you think would have a big impact on our viewers as well?
I can't do one, Ryan. I have to do three.
All right, I'll let you have it.
So the number one book, there's actually four. I'm only going to name three. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And then this book, if we can get it to show up, The E-Myth by Michael Gerber, because it teaches systems.
Yeah.
There's a reason my wife and I make way more than $700,000 a year working 18 hours a week. Systems.
Yeah.
So Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The E-Myth, and then this gentleman right here, Bill Cates.
Okay.
Unlimited Referrals. Now, Bill specializes in financial planners. Bill, there's two people in the world, Ryan, that know more about networking than me, I think. But it's possibly debatable if I was to sit down with them.
Yeah.
I think Bill Cates and a lady named Donna Fisher, who wrote Networking for Dummies and some other books. Now, Donna Fisher retired, and believe it or not, she actually is a librarian now. So that puts me by default in the number 2 spot. Yeah. Now, Bill Cates, when I read that book, everything I was teaching, but because he was the first one who ever really opened my eyes to Power Partners. Now, I will tell you, in Power Partners, I've taken it past, I think, maybe anybody in the world, because I run networking groups. I teach networking day and night and day for 17 years. But Bill Cates, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, E-Myth, and Bill Cates. I don't want to I'll be here all day. This topic, my whole, Ryan, when you, if people don't know this and have stuck around this long, in 2008, I got divorced. My house went $300,000 under market. I had to move out. I lost all my coaching clients. I went bankrupt. I had to move into my office. I was homeless. And now I'm a multi-millionaire from these skills. Ryan, if that happened to you, homeless to multimillionaire, you'd be standing on every rooftop trying to get the word out. There's a better way than cold calling.
Yeah.
So you got me on a topic. I'm sweating. I got sweat up here. My armpits are sweating because you got me on a topic. I feel so bad for people who have been taught to door knock or cold call or circle prospect. I feel sorry for them. You might have a 1 or 2 or 3 year career, but it will French fry you to the bone trying to have a 5, 10, 15, 20 year career when you're walking up and down the street, knocking on doors when you need business. It's embarrassing.
Awesome. Yeah. It's a good way to add it. And I think it's an important part of, again, a good solid farm should be definitely built on relationships and networking. So how can our viewers check out what you're up to and connect with you if they'd like to?
So my email is onereferralaway@gmail.com, onereferralaway@gmail.com. My website is onereferralaway.com.
Okay.
Onereferralaway.com, and YouTube, One Referral Away.
Awesome. So we'll put that in the show notes so people can check that out. So Rick, thank you for sharing your passion. You can clearly see how passionate you are and the wisdom and the experience. And I hope that the agents will go out there and really rethink how they see referral partners and networking in their community and really make that a solid part of their business. Because if they do that, I think they can really change the trajectory of what they do in their farm. So thank you for sharing that. And I know our viewers are really going to appreciate this.
I'm going to offer one thing that you didn't know, Ryan.
Sure.
So anybody who watches this video, Rick Silva will sit down on a Zoom for 30 minutes for free. All you got to do is say you saw Ryan. Ryan, what's the name of your podcast?
Launch Your Farm.
Launch Your Farm. You saw the video on Launch Your Farm. You email me onereferralaway@gmail.com. I'll give you a free 30-minute one-on-one Zoom meeting. How about that?
Awesome. That's awesome. We'll put that in the show notes so people can check that out as well. So thank you, Rick, for being on there again. And looking forward to hearing people's successes with that and seeing your successes in the future.
Thank you very much. Honor to be with you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you'd like more videos like this, be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out our Facebook page and our other social media channels. Looking forward to bringing you more great content like this, and happy farming.